evening to you all. What's good, guys? What is happening? What is good, guys? Yeah, I had to come on, ladies and gentlemen. It's too quiet across the board, ladies and gentlemen. No one's talking. So I had to come on. No one's helping the man out. I've got to help everyone out. Got to put things into perspective. Good evening to you all. Nice beat, yeah? You like the beat? I'll turn it up a little bit while we're waiting for a few people to pass through. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Where are we in the world, man? Where are we from the world? Where's my love? Where is the love? Excellence, how you doing? Sack Trades, as always, my guy, stepping up into the stream. George Patterns, what's happening? Our Taz, what's good? Black Suns. Harry, what's good? You know I struggled to say that name. Smoking Joe, what's good? Wicked, wicked, wicked. Greg, what's happening, Greg? Good evening, good evening, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we're going to bring you the fire this evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to put things into perspective. Wicked, wicked, wicked. Ah, look at that, man. That is beautiful. Greetings from Finland. Wicked. North Korea, what's happening? Northwest England, what's happening? Canada. New Jersey. Check this out. Rec City. Rec City, you know. That's so bad. Come on, man. Come on, come on. Greg, my guy, what's good, man? To all the new people passing through to the stream, good evening, good afternoon, good morning to wherever you are in the world. Mad love and respect to all of you passing through to tonight's stream. But the reason why I'm streaming tonight, ladies and gentlemen, which is not called for, I don't normally stream on a Saturday. Normally I just kick back, chill, you know, get my thoughts together, let price action do what it needs to do. But I've had to come on because I need to put things into perspective for you all. Wicked, wicked, wicked. All right then, so let's roll with the flavor, ladies and gentlemen. As always, if you are new to the stream and you are passing through, be sure to subscribe so that you can get notified when we step online and we're trying to let you know exactly what Bitcoin is trying to do and potentially what Bitcoin is likely to do next. So, pattern watchers, let's have a conversation, guys. Okay then, so first things first, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I've done the stream tonight. I've been browsing around, you know, the good old social media. And I'm just surprised at the behavior of people, you know. And it's just quite baffling. So tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to help put things into perspective. Okay? This is going to be another one of those, you know, open your mind and see it from a different perspective. Okay? Because you can't go by what you see right now. Because it's useless. Straight up. No one knows. Okay? The only thing that we do know is what price Bitcoin is at right now. And that's 41,000. That's all we need to know. Okay? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to help you guys try and see this from a particular point of view. You need to have a critical mindset when it comes to this game, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? The general consensus across the board is that fear is at its highest point right now. Everyone is scared. No one knows what's going to happen next. Everyone is so, you know, they are frightened. No one knows what's going to happen. Or is Bitcoin going to completely collapse? I tell you when you start panicking, ladies and gentlemen. When it gets to zero, that's when you panic. Bitcoin is $41,000 a coin. Why is everyone losing their minds? Why are people throwing out wild price targets? If Bitcoin gets to 1,000, Bitcoin goes to a zero, fine. You panic at zero. But right now, we're not at that stop. Okay, that train hasn't passed yet, ladies and gentlemen. We ain't at that station. So why on earth would you be concerned about what's happening right now? Isn't it true? You know, those two great emotional triggers, bullish and bearish. You're all good accepting the bullish. But when it comes to the bearish, we tend to come away from that idea and look for something else like fear and greed. Or an index. Whose fear and whose greed? I'm going to take you over to the glass node to help you look at things in a certain perspective, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? In front of you right now is the glass node. Now, this is for the net unrealized profit and loss in Bitcoin. Now, this chart itself does give you a good understanding of people's sentiment based on positions that they have in Bitcoin. Okay? Now, this is Bitcoin across the board. Anyone that's got a position in Bitcoin, okay? This is the unrealized profit and loss sheet as such, okay? Now, what's good about this? Now, I'm kind of new to the glass node, but I refer to this quite a bit because it does give you the true psychology of where we are right now in the charts, okay? So just hear me out on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. In front of you, you can see there's a key at the bottom. Capitulation, hope, fear, optimism, anxiety, belief, denial, euphoria, and greed. Okay? Now, when Bitcoin started to be Bitcoin and when it was first happening back in 2011, okay, people that were holding Bitcoin, okay, could reflect their intention. They could reflect their emotions in the charts. Because look, Bitcoin was what? Back then, 61, not even what, 0.061, okay? And then when it went all the way up to $8, that's where you had everyone feeling euphoric and greedy. Okay, just look at the blue area. It's the key. This is where euphoria and greed was at its point. These are where the points in the chart where they turn. And then as it came down, all right, as price came down, so did the retail traders or the holders of Bitcoin's sentiment started to follow through as well. Then we came to capitulation. Now, capitulation is a point where loads of orders are being closed at a loss. So this is where the market turned. Back then, when Bitcoin became $2.33, that is the capitulation point. From that point, that's when it started to rise again, till we get to the next euphoric point in Bitcoin, which was at $150 a coin. Happens again, price pulls back. Then they go to another euphoric point in the chart, which takes us to $1,000. All right. And then they drop it one more time, capitulation. Bitcoin drops all the way down to like $200. Okay. And then from that point, it moves up again. Now, pay attention to this, ladies and gentlemen. The last point in the chart when Bitcoin, people who were holding Bitcoin, were euphoric and greedy, was when Bitcoin hit the $17,000, between $17,000 and $20,000 a coin. That was the last time where those who were holding unrealized profits and losses, that is when the sentiment was present for them to feel euphoric and greedy. Now, what's got my attention is this. How can Bitcoin go to nearly $67,000, nearly $70,000 a coin, and there's no euphoria and there's no greed happening at that point? What does that mean? How can you have it when it was at 20 and not have it when it was at 67? Doesn't make sense. That's because the people that are holding and trading Bitcoin right now, their emotions don't get counted into price. Why? Because it's bigger players holding Bitcoin. Okay? At the price of the coin it is right now, you're only really big players, or as everyone likes to call them, the whales, are the only ones that are holding it down and trading Bitcoin. You know, all the people that are buying 0.0005 of Bitcoin, in other words, $5 to $10 to $12,000 worth of Bitcoin, that is nothing. Back then, when we had the euphoric points in the chart, it was present because the average Joe had that much Bitcoin. He could afford that much Bitcoin. But now Bitcoin has got to a price where not the average Joe is going to be able to just go and purchase it. And it's much more bigger players that are playing the game of Bitcoin. You ain't seeing their emotion. So what my point is this, ladies and gentlemen. Why would we be concerned about our fear, okay? And how is our fear going to determine when price is going to change direction and go back up? We are nothing, okay? Bitcoin will turn when it's time to turn. We can't second guess. All we can go by is the principle of the candlesticks. That's all we can do. So whatever measures people are using to try and work out when investors are going to stop being fearful and start buying Bitcoin, it's pointless. Look what's just happened. Spain's put out a declaration that they want to try and turn, Spain as a Bitcoin mining hub. That should be great news for Bitcoin. Happy days. Now it seems like, we're going to start seeing lots of great news coming out about Bitcoin. Well, all the information that's coming out so far about Bitcoin, why is Bitcoin not responding to it? It just solidifies the fact that the people that are holding Bitcoin down want to keep it down. They ain't ready to let Bitcoin go up. So until that happens, ladies and gentlemen, ignore whatever is being said about retail traders' sentiment, fear, greed indexes, as much as they are great as a tool to just give you a snapshot of how people are feeling. Well, quite frankly, it is a waste of time, because you can't base that information on an asset that most of the people in the world would love to be able to buy, but they ain't in a position to buy enough of it to make an influence on how it's going to move next. You see, what you've got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, you can buy a Bitcoin and you can do leverage trading. Yeah, happy days. Okay. But we're talking about the physical price of Bitcoin. Who can buy it? Who can sell it? But more importantly, what's the impact of the ones who are buying it and selling it? How is that going to be reflected in the charts? And what I'm trying to get across to you all is this. All right. Stop following anything that says anything about retail traders' sentiment is going to be the determining factor for Bitcoin to go up. You know why? Because people will only start buying Bitcoin when it starts going up. That's it. And then 9 times out of 10, they've caught the end of the run. And then they always end up getting liquidated because Bitcoin always pulls back. And then continuation to the upside. You see, it's like this, ladies and gentlemen. If Bitcoin starts to move up from this point, the retail trader is going to start getting in right here. This is when the retail trader starts buying Bitcoin. He doesn't buy when price is dropping. That's what the market maker does. Okay? Retail trader is not programmed to buy when price is dropping, because the logic is you don't buy when price is dropping, you buy when price is rising. Well, hold on a second. That's like you going into a car showroom and saying, I'd like to buy a car that is continuously increasing in value. So if you say to me it costs $1,000, but by the time I go and pay for it, it becomes $2,000, I want to pay as it is growing cumulatively as fast as possible. That doesn't make sense now, does it, ladies and gentlemen? It doesn't fit. The logic is not there. The logic doesn't make sense to me. Why would you buy something that is rising in price? Oh, because you think it's going to continue? Well, if that's the case, then no one would be losing in this game. Because if we all came into the game of trading with the idea that when everything is rising, it means that everything is going to continue to rise, then, we wouldn't have this problem of people getting wrecked. No one would be fearing where Bitcoin's going to go next. Do you see? Do you guys get where I'm going with all of this? Yeah? Do you understand what I'm trying to convey here? Retail trader sentiment. The average Joe who goes onto his phone and buys Bitcoin, okay, his fear is irrelevant. Okay, because he's not going to get in at the right time and he's not going to get out at the right time. So why on earth would you be concerned about fear, or greed, or anything, any index? It's pointless, because our fear is not reflected in the charts. We respond to it. We react to it. We ain't moving no markets, ladies and gentlemen. And the sooner you come to understand this, this is how you eliminate the emotions in trading. Because the sooner you accept that you have no precedence with what Bitcoin's going to do next, and the only people that are in charge of the way Bitcoin moves, okay, are the players that are playing the game. Institutional traders, whales, you name it, they operate like retail traders. Because in order for someone to buy, someone has to sell. Okay? Go back to the glass node, ladies and gentlemen. Where are we seeing the emotional triggers by traders? They're not happening. Why is there no emotion at 67,000? Why is there no one feeling euphoric and greedy at 67,000? That is a pinnacle point in Bitcoin, man. And you're saying to me that no one is in a profitable position, isn't feeling euphoric and greedy? It doesn't make sense. It's because the people that are holding Bitcoin, you ain't seeing their emotion, ladies and gentlemen. The retail trader, yeah, you are seeing his emotions back when Bitcoin was $200, $300, even $10,000. Okay? we're talking different money now, ladies and gentlemen. All we can do, all right, is focus on candlesticks because it's the one thing that they cannot hide. They cannot hide their intention. Okay? Forgive me, but I'm getting pretty cheesed off. Okay? Witnessing the chaos that is being put across social media where people are believing that, oh, fear index is now below whatever it is. It means now that Bitcoin's going to go up. That doesn't make sense to me. That means you're saying to me that the market maker is there, okay, and he's waiting for the retail trader to stop being scared, and then he's going to now raise price to get the retail trader back in. No, that's not how the game works, ladies and gentlemen. It's not how it works. The only thing that you need to be mindful of is what's in front of you right now. What is Bitcoin doing? It's dropping. Where is it dropping towards? A previous pool of liquidity right here. We've got the previous wick right here. We've also got a couple of green vector zones right here. Fair enough, I'm accepting that Bitcoin can drop all the way down to 30K. I'm cool with that. Why? Well, if we look at the cyclical behavior of Bitcoin right now, ladies and gentlemen, you can see bright as day. We've got the M formation, cycle 1, level 1 right here, drop level 2, drop level 3. Okay, we're waiting for a drop level 3 to the downside. Then at this point, the market maker will contain the zone, and then we would ideally be witnessing a pattern formation. Because they can't change the business model, ladies and gentlemen. They can drop it as low as they want. At one point, they will stabilize price and then they will start the whole process again. And guess what? People will stop worrying about Bitcoin dropping lower and then their attention span will change towards Bitcoin going back up. The new 100K is going to be 50K. You watch. Everyone's going to start talking about, oh, Bitcoin to 50K, man. Yeah, baby, Bitcoin to 50K. You know? We ain't going to be talking about 100K anymore. In order for Bitcoin to go up, ladies and gentlemen, it has to go down. Just look at the liquidity that is being left behind. Look at all this area right here where there is money being sat in the charts. Market maker is going long. He's dropping price. You can only buy when someone sells. And you can only sell when someone buys. That's the basis of it all, ladies and gentlemen. Do I have your attention? George, I'm Greek. That's how I talk. I'm not shouting. Well, you know when I'm shouting and I'm angry. Believe me, you will know. You know how it is. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope that puts things into perspective. Okay? Do not react. Okay? Your reaction is based on what the candlesticks do. Finish. Yeah? Well, you know what? Listen. Anyone... look. People will always stick to the idea that Bitcoin is going to go up in value at some point, okay? But when Bitcoin's at 40K and people are still of the belief that Bitcoin's going to 100K, that's fine, okay? That's like me saying Ethereum's going to go to $51,000. Okay, well, Ethereum's all the way down at $3,000, $3,500. Like, well, what's your justification for it, bro? Oh, it's a great coin. You know, the utility of it. It's naturally going to go up there. Hold on a sec, bro. Just because it's a great coin, you know, like, let's start using the mathematics now. Talking about the guys who will say it's impossible for Bitcoin to get to a certain amount because we need X amount of crypto, or we need a certain amount of market cap to get into that. Yeah, it's irrelevant. The price of Bitcoin is 41,000. That's all you need to know. The price of Ethereum is $3,038. Why would you care about any other price? The price that people are paying for it now is $3,038. The price that people are paying for Bitcoin right now is 41,000. The idea of trading is to try and establish the relationship, or should I say the auction, between people who think it should be more than 41,000 or people who think it's going to be less than 41,000. Done. That's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. And I just wanted to do this stream tonight just to get you guys, just to calm your nerve. Okay? We are expecting this behavior, ladies and gentlemen. Please, I'm hoping people in this stream that have been with me from day one, I hope that this behavior of buy Bitcoin is not surprising you. Okay? I'm hoping it isn't. To the new guy passing through, mad love and respect for you to coming into this stream. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Why? Because I stream all the time. I don't shy away from when Bitcoin's dropping or when Bitcoin is rising. I'm not here just for the good bits, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here throughout. Why? Because it's information. All right? This is the best time to understand if Bitcoin's going to turn, because this is the information that we get. When price is dropping, it's not dropping because the sellers are in control. Oh, you know, the bears are taking over. Oh my God, what are we going to do? It's a crash. Minus 51% drop. Bitcoin down to 1,000. Please, shut it, man. What's wrong with people? I mean, I'm too passionate about this game. That's probably why I get like this. People are taking the mick out of the craft, you know? This is a science, ladies and gentlemen, okay? And that's why people get buoyed off every single day in the charts, because they come to it taking the mick out of it. That's why 95% of traders lose, ladies and gentlemen, because people don't take it seriously and they use fear and greed index of the retail trader who has nothing to do with moving price. He's just a contributor of liquidity for the market maker to get his orders filled at one point to the next, to trap your liquidity and take your money off you. Welcome to the hardest, easiest way to make money. That's the truth right there. But my job is to try and help you guys understand what's going on so that you're not part of that clique. So you're not part of those groups of people that are trying to work out where price is going to go next when we're already in a markdown phase. Not a bearish market, it's a markdown phase. All right? Bearish markets are for people who want to be emotional with their trading. All right? Why is it what the biggest points of capitulation in Bitcoin, okay, which is this pink line here, where most of the money that has been lost always seems to be the turning point of price? We're not there yet, ladies and gentlemen, but are we ever going to get there? Will we ever get to a point of capitulation? Because the people that are actually holding Bitcoin right now, they ain't getting emotional. This chart would say that there is anxiety in the charts, but who's feeling anxious? Who's feeling anxious? I don't think whales are feeling anxious. I don't think institutional traders are feeling anxious because they can just hedge their bets off on other assets. Look at gold. Gold has taken a battering. Tells me, check this out. Look at gold. Gold has taken a nice dump to the downside. Look at that. Dropped. So that tells me that investors aren't seeking safe havens anymore. They want assets. They want to start putting down money in riskier assets. They ain't turning to crypto. Or what if they are turning to crypto? What if Bitcoin's being marked down so that they can get Bitcoin cheaper? And who's they? Institutional traders, whales, still retail traders. It's just they have a lot more money that the market maker can use to fill their positions. Happy days, ladies and gentlemen. You know? That's the basis of it all. That's what it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at other things. Ethereum. How unfortunate. We've been waiting for this 800 EMA with Ethereum. Okay? Coming down towards the previous blue vector candle right there. There's no reason why she won't come down to there because the liquidity is there for her to take. The last time Ethereum hit that 800 EMA was back in the day. Not even back in the day, man. She hasn't even touched her 800 EMA on the one. Oh, this is on the 17-hour chart. Forgive me. Let's look at it on the 1-hour chart. Okay, so Ethereum pulling down. Where are we at? Let me just regulate my thoughts. Here we go. This is the area where Ethereum is likely to try and end up because it's the last point in the chart where notable interest came in. All right? Right here, between the 2A and the 3,000 zone. It's coming into the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, it's Saturday today. We've got tomorrow, and we're going to be establishing the psychological ranges again tomorrow. So be sure to subscribe so that you get alerted when I go live so we can establish the psychological ranges together. All right, so you guys are set for the rest of the week. Okay? Let's have a look at some altcoins, and I'll leave you guys be. So Flux seems to be doing pretty well today. Trading above the psychological ranges, that's okay. Daily open, fair enough. Not really doing much, to be honest with you. I'm not seeing a clear, definitive move to the upside. Not that much. Why treasury bonds people going up if people look for safe assets and all stocks, etc. are going down? It's funny you say that, because they do say when the US government yield is rising. When the yield is rising, it means that they're seeking safer bets. When it drops, that's when they're putting their money into the US government. So where are they putting their money? Think about it. When price is dropping, who's really in control? You know, that's the logic. ICP, hold in. To know where we are, actually, ladies and gentlemen, across the board, let's look at the totals chart. Here we are. Totals chart. This is the totals chart for the altcoins, ladies and gentlemen. With the exception of Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're out of the scene. And this is where we are with altcoins. Altcoins have taken a bleed away from the 50 EMA. Now, what you really want to be doing, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Hold on a sec. Stumbledore. If whales looking for lower prices, then why does it take 6 to 8 weeks or more to get those lower prices? Can't market makers speed up the process? If they did that, you would see everyone losing their minds. They can't just drop an attack price in such a manic way. They can't do it because there won't be a marketplace. People will be too scared to buy, too scared to sell, and it'll be the market maker against himself. So what he likes to do is he likes to deplete price. Remember, they would be missing out, all right? Look at it like this. Imagine if a market maker wanted to get price from, let me just bring up a coin. Hold on. Let me put it to you like this, all right? Remember, this is a business model, yeah? So if the market maker goes from 43,000 and he drops it all the way down, all right, and goes beyond, let's say he goes all the way down to like 36,000, like a stupid figure, okay? He only profits on that one transaction. Okay, remember, this is a business, all right? He only profits on that one transaction. So he's king for a day. He's completely scared the market. No one's getting involved in price action, okay? Because they've just witnessed this chaotic move to the downside and everything is all messed up. Well, the market maker then says, I'll tell you what, let's just bleed price down and transact on this millions of times and make millions of dollars worth of profit, because we're just going to keep on dropping it and dropping it and dropping it until we get to the point where we want to start our process again and start moving it back up again. You see, by doing this sort of behavior, you've got the guys who are like, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. And then you've got the players who are doing the dollar average costing in dollar cost average, and they're just trading and they're believing that this point is the point it's going to bounce. No, this is the point. No, this is the point. No, this is the point. And they are just exploiting people. They can make more money exploiting people over a period of time as opposed to just dropping it in one instance and getting loads of liquidity for a short moment. That's why they won't move the markets too fast. That's why it takes a while for price to get from one point to the next. That's why the slow trend is the true trend. When they're moving price slowly, ladies and gentlemen, you know that's the market makers at work. Okay, and also when price makes an aggressive move to the upside or to the downside, that too is the market maker at work, but he's putting to work all the retail traders' liquidity. He's exposing the retail traders' emotions so that he can trap the most amount of liquidity in one zone so that he's preparing it to go in the opposite direction. Just look at Bitcoin at the highest point right here. When everyone was like, that's it, Bitcoin's going to 100K because it tapped the 52K. All right, market maker steps in, 3 hits to the high, 1, 2, 3 hits, bang. He's trapped the retail traders' liquidity. He's made the guys who brought the dip stay committed to their positions, and he's now used that liquidity to trap the guys who went long so that he can guarantee liquidity when he's closing his shorts on the way down, and he's taking all of the previous liquidity pools and liquidation points of the retail trader who wouldn't close his profits in the first place. That's why they always come back to the vectors, because the vectors are points in the chart where they initiated the purchase of shorts at higher prices by using the retail traders' liquidity to go long. That's the name of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, in terms of price, we can see that they've dropped it all the way down. They are marking price down. We are preparing for a markup phase. Now, when that point decides to happen, we're going to see price stabilize. They may even get a little bit more aggressive because there is liquidity to the downside, ladies and gentlemen. There is liquidity in this area that they do have every single right to go and attack. We're going to look at the book map for a short second, and then I'm going to love you and leave you guys. I just want to thank you very much for passing through. Okay, so let me just pull the book map up. Whilst we're waiting for that, ladies and gentlemen, 610 of you like the stream, and there's nearly 1,800 of you in the room. Show some mad love, ladies and gentlemen. Right then, here we go. Book map is preparing to start. Liquidity determined by ask, bid, spread. Yes, I'll show you now. I'll give you an example. So this is the book map, ladies and gentlemen. The book map is the order book of limit buys and limit sells for Bitcoin across 5 exchanges. So that's Bitstamp, Binance, FTX, Coinbase Pro, and Kraken. Okay? So whilst I'm waiting for this bad boy to load up, I'm just going to fix up the ranges so we understand where we are with price. Now, a while ago, we were looking at the 45k zone, and we knew there was nearly 632 Bitcoin as an order sat in that area. Okay? And they came to it. All right? Now, there was no guarantee that it was going to come to it, but the idea of this book map right here is to help you understand the relationship between the limit buys and the limit sells at this point in time. Okay? At 40,000, ladies and gentlemen, there is 873 Bitcoin. All right? At 38,000, there's 519. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin is still an expensive coin. Okay? It's still expensive. Bitcoin can go all the way down to £10,000. It will still be deemed as an expensive coin. All right? Right now, we've got 873 Bitcoin in the order book stacked at 40k. And then we've got 38k with 519 Bitcoin. Does that mean price is going to go in that direction? Well, if they want price to go in that direction, the order book will stay static and it will stay as a massive amount of liquidity in that area until it gets filled. Okay? Then at 38, they may even actually take out that liquidity and move it closer to 40 if they don't see any more liquidity coming into the chart beyond 38. Now you can see, look, 36,500, 214, 152, 104 Bitcoin. That's not enough. That's between quite a wide price range. It's contained at 40 and contained at 38. So we're trying to establish the balance or the relationship between the limit buys and the limit sells based on price action and not a fear and greed index. That's not how it works, guys. This is where the money's at. Not in a fear and greed index for the average Joe who's trying to work out what Tom, Steve and Dave is complaining about Bitcoin with. Forget that. Stumbletour. Over the past 10 years, each Bitcoin dip has not gone lower than the previous all-time high. Why do you think that is? Is that likely to continue to be a trend? Quite frankly, my friend, this is the logic, okay? Look at it like this, all right? Let's just look at Bitcoin on the daily chart, all right? Bitcoin on the daily chart, right? Quite frankly, it's actually ranging. Bitcoin is ranging. It's not going anywhere, all right? There's nothing for Bitcoin. It's just ranging sideways, all right? So everyone's getting pumped up about 100k. Bitcoin's trading sideways. Congratulations. Look at the monthly chart, okay? Bitcoin looks like it's just been listed on PancakeSwap. And I've said this before. It's just progressively rising up. We're seeing a bit of a retrace. What if this is one massive pattern? Rise, retrace, continuation to the upside. It's nice to have that. Oh, look, Bitcoin 100k. Lovely. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin's pulling back. I don't care. Bitcoin's coming back to the same spot that everyone was excited about that Bitcoin was going to rise from. Why is everyone all concerned about Bitcoin dropping now? Because if the knowledge serves me correctly, the last time Bitcoin was at 41k, everyone was buzzing. Everyone was like, Bitcoin to 100, baby. Now it's at the same spot and everyone's like, oh my God, Bitcoin to 10k. Come on, man. Make your minds up. What information are you using? Yeah? Don't worry yourselves with, well, Bitcoin did this yesterday, Bitcoin did that last year, Bitcoin did this a few years ago, Bitcoin's done this, and it means just because I'm in a position to say it's done this, it's done this, it's done this, okay, it means that it's actually going to do it. No. Bitcoin is $41,000 a coin right now. That's all you have, and that's all you need to make your decisions. Dive into lower time frames to understand Bitcoin's behavior in a shorter movement. Is it likely to come back up towards the 50 EMA and continue from that point? Is it likely to come back towards the bigger 50 EMA on the 4-hour time frame? Will it actually hold above the daily 50 EMA at some point for us to understand that Bitcoin's going to continue higher? There are so many factors that come into play. Forget what's happened before, ladies and gentlemen, and focus on what is happening right now. Because what happened before was there was not that same money in crypto as there is now. Okay? Forget it. We didn't have the same money in crypto as we did now. No way. Just alone in 2021, okay, the amount of the market cap in cryptocurrency right now has completely wiped off everything that we had in all of cryptocurrency altogether. I don't know what the article was. It said that 2021 was the 1 year where the most amount of capital has been committed into cryptocurrency just in the 1 year alone in comparison to all of cryptocurrency's lifeline. I don't know where I saw the article, you know? But hey, that's the story. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let you continue about your evening doing. Forget everything else. Your information is right in front of you. Whoever feels good about it, whoever feels bad about it is irrelevant. Right now, they are in the markdown phase. We are waiting to establish the liquidity that is available for them to come down to. Are they likely to come down to it? And remember, Bitcoin goes down to 32,000 or it goes down to 28,000, it's still an expensive coin in my opinion. Considering that people are like trading coins like ADA and XRP and losing their minds on how cheap it is, well, Bitcoin is still expensive, okay? And it's when the market makers, when the bigger players decide that Bitcoin is cheap enough, not when the guys on Twitter who are worrying about Bitcoin and the fear index and what have you, and no disrespect to the guys who created the fear index, it's a valid tool if you just fancy a little bit of a snapshot on how people are feeling about crypto. But quite frankly, in my opinion, all you need to do is just go onto YouTube to know where people are in terms of financial instruments across the board, okay? That's where your sentiment is, ladies and gentlemen. All right, because it's human behavior and it doesn't change. No worries, Dumbledore. Guys, mad love and respect to every single one of you. Be sure to subscribe because we are going live tomorrow night to initiate the psychological ranges. Now, the psychological ranges are very important, okay, because they determine the market makers' spread for the rest of the week, and they will determine where they're going to be trading from. We established this last week, ladies and gentlemen, okay, so please go and watch Sunday night stream and you will see the effect of the psychological ranges, okay? They were here and they were rejecting the psychological low, and it led to all of this chaotic move to the downside. But we were in a level 1 drop, so we were expecting two more levels to the downside. Okay? So mad love and respect to all of you. Thank you very much for passing through, ladies and gentlemen. Have yourselves a wonderful evening, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Peace.